Power Monday. Yeah. 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 D carry right. What? Yeah. Power Monday. Yeah. 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 Are we ready or what, y'all? Are we ready? What? Yeah. So, Power Monday all up in your area. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this is the Daily Go-Getterism Show. Power Monday, the 17th of February. Now, y'all might look at it like, well, it's really like 2 o'clock in the morning, son, on the East Coast. So, ain't it really like the 18th? No. For our purposes, no. It's not. We're not there yet. We got a little bit more time before we can start labeling ourselves the 18th. And speaking of the 18th, that's the last day of Aquarius for all my water bearers out there. You know, y'all had a good time. Y'all had a nice time. But now it's time to move on to those little fish. The fish. You know? The Pisces. Last sign of the zodiac. Save the last but not least, as they say, unless you don't like them. But it's good. What's up, man? How y'all feeling? How's everything? I hope y'all had a good weekend. I hope y'all had a good day. And we're gonna try to turn up a little bit and make it a little bit hotter, a little bit better. We're gonna, do the damn thing. It is the Daily Go-Getterism Show. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omad with the and if you can't say Omad with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. So tonight, on the 17th of February, we are talking about who's the real president. Who's the real president? Trump or Elon? Trump or Elon? Who is the real president? Now, you know, this might not be the easiest question that you ever answered, because there's a whole lot of strange stuff going on. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to a lot of the things that are going on with the political news, but there are a lot of things going on in politics, and some of these things may be making your head spin. They may be making you, be on the edge. There may be a lot of cause for concern. And but when for years, the naysayers, the negative people, the people who didn't vote, a lot of people always said presidents are selected, not elected. And, I was always like, whatever, man. All I know is they count up the votes for an election. And there has been controversy over who won and who didn't win. But this time, this election cycle has been different. Now, it wasn't that long ago when it was November 5th and you either voted for Donald Trump or you voted for Kamala Harris. And if you voted for Donald Trump, you won. And if you voted for Kamala Harris, you lost. But also, if you voted for Donald Trump, you lost too. If you're not a millionaire or multimillionaire, as a matter of fact. So this is just one of those things where you just have to take some things into consideration. But the difference between this presidency or this administration that separates it from any other administration is the way that it came to be and the implications of what would have happened if he didn't win, and also the policies that are being put in place, or should I say, the executive orders that have been being signed that are giving a lot of people a lot of cause for concern. Now, I'm under the impression that most people who voted for Donald Trump did so because of the economy. That was one of the main things that people were saying that was the reason that they voted for him. They felt like because he was rich and he could deal with his own money, that he would have a good economic plan for the United States. And people claim that he had a good economic plan for the United States his first term. I don't know. I don't really know how they came up with that, because, his government spending was more than any other president. Like, it was hands down. It wasn't even close. And then when he comes into this presidency, he wanted to eliminate the debt ceiling. So he just wanted to spend without any accountability and without any spending limits. Now, to me, that's odd. That's odd. Republicans are normally, they are the conservative party. Now, MAGA isn't the conservative party, but Republicans are the party of conservatives. And what they mean by conservatives is that they believe in traditional values, and they also believe in limited government. So they don't believe in, spending a whole bunch of money. They believe in balancing the budget, and they also believe in making sure that the country is economically sound, because that's going to be their power base around the world internationally. Dimples D's, what's going on? How you feeling, man? Good to see me some you. So I'm taking a long way to say this. Now we have Elon Musk, who is probably the richest man in the world right now. He is very visible in the Trump administration. Now, he is an unelected official and the head of the Department of Efficiency. Department is government, Department of Government Efficiency. So The thought behind it is that he's supposed to be investigating fraud and waste in government. So we're supposed to be exposing and exploiting all of the government officials that have been stealing your money and making life hard for you as you pay your taxes and donate your money and participate in the American government or way or whatever, and you just been getting jerked. Okay, sounds good, but we have a lot of issues when it comes to that. First of all, Elon Musk donated or contributed, let's put it that way. He contributed $270 million to Donald Trump's campaign. $270 million. Now, for any of you who don't understand the way politics works, this is how it works. You pay to play. So your vote means something, but you're not going to be guaranteed anything because of your vote. When you donate your money, you sort of get a contract. Like, this is what I'm going to donate to your campaign. I'm going to help as much as possible, but this is what I'm going to need from you when you get elected. So it's not a bribery situation, but it's definitely, let's put it this way. You can't withdraw money from a bank that you haven't put money into. If you haven't deposited money, you can't take money out of the bank. Simple as that. But when you deposit money into your account, you fully expect to be able to withdraw it, right? Well, it's the same thing with your political contributions. People don't, clubs, organizations, coalitions, donors, PACs, they do not donate money to campaigns so they can not have anything or so they can not get a return. That's not the way it works. That's not the way they're going to do it. So when you think about this whole Doge thing, and when you think about the whole presidency thing, well, Donald Trump paraded Elon Musk throughout his campaign. Now, Elon Musk has historically given to the Democratic Party. If you check his history, he has historically given to the Democratic Party. Elon Musk is not an American. He's a South African. You know, one of those Africans. Africans. AFRIKANS. Africans. That's how they spell it when you're talking about Europeans who settled let's call a spade, who went down to South Africa to practice apartheid. Now, I don't know if he is of Dutch descent or whatever, because, you know, it was the Dutch who colonized and put forth apartheid in South Africa. All right. Bottom line is, he switched and decided to donate to Donald Trump's campaign when he saw that Donald Trump was being treated unfairly, quote unquote. So when he saw that freedom of speech was being limited, he decided to buy Twitter. And he bought Twitter. Now, he tried to back out of it. I think he probably wanted to back out of it when he saw that Donald Trump probably wasn't going to run again. When he thought that Donald Trump wasn't going to run again. And, you know, Twitter wasn't cheap. So, but you know, he was locked into the deal. So he had to wind up buying Twitter, and he renamed it X. And X is also the name of his son. So he had this thing about the letter X. I don't know what it is. But yeah. So he renamed it X. He changed all the algorithmic protocols on the website. Now, you know about algorithm. Algorithm is the same thing we use on all the same thing that is used on all social media platforms. So whether you're talking about one of the meta platforms like Facebook, Instagram, they got this new one, Threads, and also WhatsApp. I don't know how WhatsApp is a social media platform, but anyway, Meta owns it. Or if you're talking about X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, one of the first things that he did when he bought Twitter was he allowed Donald Trump to be able to post on Twitter, because after January 6th in 2021, he was kicked off of basically all social media platforms. Everybody was through with Donald Trump, and he rose again and became president again. But you got to understand what the implications were, what the legal and social implications were of him getting reelected. Many people believe that the only reason that he wanted to be reelected was to shake off all of his legal problems that were coming back to bite him in the ass. And everything from sexual assault in civil cases, which he lost and was convicted of. I don't know if in civil court, I'm not sure. Do they use the word convicted? Or is that normally just for criminal court? Anyway, he lost the case. He was found guilty. He was found guilty of basically rape. It is what it is. And not only was he found guilty of rape, but he continued to taunt the victim and to defame the victim. And she took him back to court and sued him again. So, yeah, he's not used to not being able to say what he wants to say. And so he continued to say what he wanted to say. And they kept banging him for saying what he wanted to say. All right. Now, in relation to Donald Trump, he donated, he contributed $270 million to his campaign. That's not a small amount of money. That's pretty much enough money to buy you almost anything. That's over $250 million. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's over $250 million. That's not small change. And when you donate money like that, and it's for politics, you're going to expect a return. Now, what is the return that somebody like Elon Musk might have been expecting for his contribution, for his hefty monetary contribution? What up, Jen Ramirez? Señorita Ramirez. And also Cheryl Halsey, what's good? How you feeling, my people's Jeff Guapo? What's good, man? Good to see you. Appreciate y'all coming through. So we're asking, who is the president tonight? Is it Donald Trump or Elon Musk? Now, if you saw what I've been thinking about doing this topic for a minute, but I was like, I thought it was kind of tired or worn out or had been done by other people until last week. Revo the Pro says, Cooper DG. That's what I'm talking about. Go Eagles, no doubt. Until last week, I don't know if y'all saw this video of Elon Musk fielding questions in the Oval Office with his 4-year-old son, X, by his side, on his neck. It was a weird type of thing. Because we talking about, serious political issues, international policies, and things like that. And he got this, you didn't think it was you thought it was that little boy ain't had no business being there. But you had to peep out the whole scenario. Because first of all, nobody should be taking questions in the Oval Office except for the president. The Oval Office is for the president. It's not for the vice president. It's not for the Secretary of State. It's not for anybody else. But Elon Musk is standing next to the desk of the Oval Office, and he got first he had his son next to him, but his son is 4 years old. Somebody that young he's fidgety. He's what I mean. I ain't gonna say he was hyper, but the little boy, he told Donald Trump. Now, first of all, y'all know Trump ain't really into no kids, including his own. You never hear him talk about, doing anything for the youth. You never hear him talk about building for the future. You never hear him talk about that in relation to putting the next generation in place in order for them to win. You don't hear him talk about that. So seeing this little boy be all fidgety and really totally out of place in the Oval Office, and I'm watching Donald Trump's face, and it's sort of like he's trying to maintain his composure, but you can see that he's like, yo, what the fuck is going on, man? You don't get this little boy the fuck out of it. Yo, you gotta see this shit. I'm gonna show y'all a piece of the video. And the little boy told Donald Trump that he's not the real president. He told Donald Trump that he's not the real president. Where would he get something like that from? You think he watches CNN, MSNBC, Al Jazeera, BBC News? You know where he got that shit from. But Daddy must not have told him, yo, just keep that under your hat. We're gonna go see the little boy is picking his nose. He's picking his nose during this news conference. He's eating his boogies. No, I'm not lying. I'm gonna show y'all some footage. He's eating his boogies and he's wiping the boogies on the desk. You guys see this shit? Like the camera is trying not to pick him. Yo. And I'm thinking like, Trump would have shut that down. Nobody would have had it. That news conference would have never started with the kid there if he was on his shit. But see, when you owe somebody a $270 million favor that not only got you elected, but got you elected, which erased all of your legal problems and gave you the power back to smack people around and make rules and implement change, all to the detriment of others. Yeah, we got some shit going on. So it warrants the question, who is the real president? Now, for those of y'all who've been following politics, I know y'all been thinking about this shit. Yeah, who is the real president? Like, are you probably, if you're anything like me, you've been wondering if you're seeing what you're seeing. Like nah, son, nah. But yeah, son, yeah. This is happening. What's up, man? Let me see. Revo the Pro. What's going on? He says, I saw his son like insulting Trump. He did. And they're trying to make it, they're trying to say that you can't trust those videos because, with all this AI shit. They know that little boy asked him, he told him, you're not the real president. My dad is and he told Trump, I need you to shush. I need you. Hold on. Let me see about this shit. For those of y'all who don't know, video of Elon Musk's son telling Donald Trump to shush. Okay. Let's see. See, these videos, look, just show this shit.
Is from one year to the next.
Hold on.
And their is to restore democracy. Prices from one year to the next are the same, and their partnership with the agency heads.
Hold on, because I want y'all to see Trump's face while all of this shit is going on.
He's signing a very important deal is to restore democracy. Prices from one year to the next are the same, and their partnership with the agency heads, and I checked recently with the president to make sure that these.
Like the video, Mad Wild. He carrying his son on the back of his neck, like.
I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it. Prices from one year to the next are the same, and they do complain. And the force of this complaint, the loudest and the fastest part of this presidency is to restore democracy. Okay, we'd have to if you sorry.
Yeah, you peep game. Trump is not smiling. Ain't no smile, son. But hold on, I don't like that video because that's not doing enough. We're gonna get to the right bag. All right. Okay. Let me see.
I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead. Sure. So at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of this presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like
hold on. Because this is basically the same thing, but.
We'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead. Sure. So at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of this presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we'd have to if you sorry. So gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge.
Look at Trump's face, man. You know.
What meaning does democracy?
You know he don't normally be leaning over his desk like that. Yeah, he's salty as shit. Like what we doing?
Then we don't live in a democracy.
What are we doing?
So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public.
All right, hold on. Let me get to
the president, the House, and the Senate decide what happens as a.
All right. Video of Elon Musk's son picking his nose in the Oval Office. All right, so. Yeah.
Elon Musk's son proves that sometimes you can't resist the itch. On February 11th,
Nah. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that shit that's trying to make light of this shit. We not doing that. All right.
This is X. Democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we'd have to if you sorry. So gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If and also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million for the average American? I mean, imagine they're going down the grocery aisle and the prices from one year to the next are the same, and they're
Smart people, but it's you're talking about anywhere maybe 500 billion. It's against it. You see in the polls, the public is saying, "Why are we paying all this money? This for years. This has gone on."
foreign port rings. They're operating in other countries and actually exporting money to other countries. And just in order to actually pass audits, you have to have financial information that allows you to trace the payments. And once in a while, the Treasury has to pause payments. Sorry for this. I thought my son might enjoy this, but he's sticking his fingers in my ears and stuff.
See, I saw the other video. Hold on. I saw the other video. This boy, he was picking his boogers. He was eating his boogers. He was wiping them on the desk or whatever. I gotta try to find it. I need a producer. But nonetheless, the bottom line is, y'all know he would not have put up with that shit with nobody else. So you know he has to be indebted to him in order for him to let him get away with something like that. Donald Trump is very much a control freak. He does not play around. You know what I mean? He does not play around when it comes to controlling people, and he normally controls it by with his money. Now, when he's around people who are way more richer than him, which is the case right now, because I don't even know if Donald Trump is a billionaire anymore, but he's richer, you know, and compared to other people, I mean, let's say he only has 900 million. Okay. You know, you a little short of $1 billion, but you still up there. Well, you dealing with somebody like Elon Musk, who has 100 billion or more. Let me see. What's his net worth now? Some old crazy number. What is Elon Musk's net worth?
According to Wikipedia,
God
Musk
damn.
is the wealthiest individual in the world. As of February 2025, Forbes estimates his net worth to be 397 billion United States dollars.
397 billion. What is we doing? What are we doing? 397 billion. So him giving 270 million to a campaign was like nothing. But you have to think about the reason that he would give that money in the first place. When somebody is that rich and that powerful, only thing they're looking for is more and more power. You know, it's like a greed thing. It's like an addiction. You can't go for more money. You know, you can make more money, but you've already reached the pinnacle. Only thing you can really do now is be able to control the world as much as possible. And what would be more exhilarating, more tantalizing, more attractive to somebody who is uber rich that way, or uber wealthy to the tune of 397 billion? What power would he be able to wield that would be satisfactory? Let's see. What country could he possibly control that would make him feel that much powerful? Russia? Russia is a big country, but what they working with? Europe? Europe is a whole continent that Russia is in. Partially, Russia is really more in Asia than it is in Europe, but all right, whatever. But what we talking about? What we talking about? The UK? Splitting it between Wales, England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland? What kind of money we talking about? It ain't gonna get it. The United States has for a long time been the richest and the most powerful country in the world. So what if he could become president of the United States without getting elected and without having to wear the title of president? Now, like I said in the top of the show, for years, the elders have been saying that presidents are selected and not elected. Well, I never wanted to believe it before, but now it's starting to make more sense. It's starting to make more sense. And for a long time, the elders and other people have been saying it's the billionaires behind the scenes that are really running everything, because they're the ones with the money and they're the ones who influence the campaigns. So they are the ones who get the laws passed. So whenever they need something, they are the ones who pay for it and they get it. And it has worked that way. Major corporations and stuff like that, the automotive industry, when they had money, they were able to get legislation passed that benefited them. When they started falling off, when the labor market started to go overseas and the United States wasn't on top of certain industries, then they didn't have the power that they needed. So other foreign powers who were influential came into the United States and they were able to get some of the things that they wanted. Now, they couldn't get it on the same scale that American companies could get it because they weren't American, and the optics just wouldn't look good. But somebody like Elon Musk, who puts himself forth as an individual more than a company. All right, we had a call on the line. I don't know, they just dropped off. Y'all know what happens when people call in before I give out the number. That's normally a trolling situation. Now, maybe it wasn't a trolling situation, but you know, if the caller wants to call back, call with the last number is 40099. If you want to call back, I invite you to call back in. Y'all already know. And if anybody else wants to call in, the number to call is area code 267-874-1949. That's a number to call. I said a 267-874-1949. Yes, y'all. I said a 267-874-1949. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 267-874-1949. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 267-874-1949, baby. Call 267-874-1949, and we'll get you on up in here. By the way, this is a totally uncensored show. You say it how you mean it. You know what I mean? You can express it how you feel it. Now, you know, when you're in the chat, there are all kinds of restrictions because YouTube said too much profanity, we gonna have to bounce you on up out of here. But when you call in on the line, I don't have no restrictions on what you can do. Kim's Wims, what's good? How you feeling, man? Good to see me. You already know, Indianapolis finest. And also Ty, what's good? Ty says, why you need people to call in? I don't need nobody. I'll just leave it at that. I don't need nobody. I'm gonna go the total independent route. So, like, do I put the number in the chat? What are you talking about? All right. Anyway, Jeff Sprayberry says, I am on the right and I don't always agree with you, but I do enjoy your show. I appreciate that. Listen, one of the easiest things to do is to learn from people who feel differently than you do. You know, I mean, everybody can't always agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might like pancakes. Your wife might like waffles. You might feel like, well, waffles get cold too fast. And yeah, with pancakes, you know, I don't like them because they're mushy. I don't know. You don't always have to like the same things or agree on the same thing. And from your perspective, you may see the world in two totally different lenses. It doesn't mean that you can't learn more about the world and start to appreciate the other varieties that are in it. So we don't have to fight. But if you know, if you want to fight a little bit, you know, verbally, if you want to, spar a little bit, I'm not against that. Sometimes that's needed. It's needed when things get heated. It's all good, though. But this is an important time in our lives. It really is. This is an important time in our lives. Donald Trump has not been in office for a year yet. I'm sorry, not a year, not even a full month yet. But the shit he's doing is off the chain. This shit's crazy. And I'm just wondering how far his supporters can go at this point to defend him. But we're talking about who's the real president of the United States. Now, if a foreigner coming over here and being the head of a domestic agency that's able to look into the books of your financial information, your social security numbers, your bank routing number, everything that deals with your financial information, and with the claim that he's investigating fraud and waste, because these Democrats have been stealing from you. They've been robbing you blind. Okay. All right. The thing is, there's clearly a conflict of interest going on. And that's my issue. And I'm wondering how anybody who supports them is looking at this in a different kind of way. Shit. Now I've heard people defend this whole situation saying, well, if he's investigating fraud and waste, why wouldn't we want him to look into it? Well, I'm like, I have other questions. If you haven't been feeling like you've been being stolen from, then you're not going to question, what are you looking for? Some of y'all won't even let your friends or relatives do your tax information during tax time because you don't want them to know how much money you have. Now, I'm telling the truth. People be, how tax time, around January, February, March, and April, all of these cats come out of the woodworks. Oh, yeah, I know how to do your taxes. I can do your taxes cheap. And you be like, no, I already got mine done. Or sometimes I do them myself. Because you don't want them seeing how much you make or how much you don't make. But you okay with a total stranger being able to get your credit card information, all of your bank information, all of your financial history information. You good with that? You good with that? I mean, because if you good with it, you good with it. I'm not good with it. You know what I mean? I don't let nobody know exactly how much money I have. And I'm surely not cool with somebody that I don't know who clearly has political and territorial interests at heart. Like, I'm not going for it. But if you're good with it, you good with it. I just want to see, I just want to know what you're good with. Plus, he received money for Tesla. Like what, $50 billion? I think he refused. I think he got like $50 billion or something for Tesla. So there's clearly, it's like, well, where's the transparency? Where's the transparency in your investigations? We already are dealing with the IRS, who we are not allowed to question or investigate. So now you want Doge to not be investigated or questioned or whatever? You need another agency that's looking into your money and potentially taking your money? You need another one? Because I didn't know I needed another one. I thought I was good. I thought I was good with the IRS. Now, of course, some people might say, well, Trump is trying to get rid of the IRS and all that shit. You keep believing that bullshit. All right. Jeff Dingleberry. What's good? Buttercup 25. What's good? How you feeling? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Just Rayberry says, I remember the good old days when politicians, whether they liked each other or not, could get together and pass a bill. Yeah, they did used to be able to do that. But you have to think about the kind of divisive person that Trump is. You know what I mean? Listen. If you can't stomach anybody saying anything bad about Donald Trump, then I don't know what to tell you, because he's too much of an open target, and nobody can deny that he is divisive. This man has openly said that he's not going to do anything for Democrats or anybody who didn't vote for him. He has never billed himself as the president for all people. He means all people like, yeah, I'm all you got, but he doesn't mean that he's going to service all people or has an interest in governing all people correctly or in a democratic way. So this is what we're working with. This is what we're dealing with. Who's the real president? What is Elon doing? Why is he answering questions in the Oval Office? You don't have nowhere else you can ask this dude questions? With his son on the side, just, hey, daddy, you know what I mean? Talking shit to the president. The president ain't shit to him. Can you tell? You're like president of the United States. So what? What's the big deal? Ooh, president of the United States. Shoot, he probably thinks SpongeBob is better than that. All right. Jeff says they're going to hit every department that they feel is not spending money the right way. So they say. The thing is, Donald Trump asked for to remove the limit of the debt ceiling. No debt ceiling. Why would anybody want to have limitless bounds on spending? Why would anybody want that? Now, you can play around with the answer all you want, but you know the real answer. It's because I have no interest in keeping a budget. I want to be able to spend and take how much money I want. And I don't want to be questioned about it. And I don't want to be audited. And I certainly don't want to be impeached for it. This is easy work here. You know, for a real life, for a real time change, this is actually checkers, not chess. This is easy checkers. Yo, somebody king this man. King him, put another red chip on top of him and put another black chip on top of him. He can move all across the board. No debt ceiling? He asked for that shit with a straight face too. Now, he already spent more. He already created more debt than any other president in his first term. Now he's ready to run up the score even more. So I think Donald Trump is real slick. You know, I fail to call him stupid. You know, you can't call people stupid just because you don't like them. But like, ladies, for the y'all ladies out there, you know how a dude kicks game to you, and you can tell whether he's done this before or whether he's brand new at it. You may have even told some dudes like, yo, your game weak. Like, maybe you kind of handsome, dress nice. I like your cologne. You ain't even got to do all that extra shit you doing. Just ask for my number and give me a call. But all that shit you talking right now, like, you extra. You must be dealing with some old silly young girls or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way I look at Donald Trump, because I'm like, this shit ain't hard to figure out. His body language is telling you just about everything, but then all the other shit is public record. Unless you watch Fox. If you watch Fox News, you L Jeff. What's good, L Jeff? Thanks for coming through. All right. So yeah. So this is like, we know that Donald Trump likes to set things up so he can have more autonomy in the things that he wants to do. So if you already put the country in the most debt than anybody else did before, and now your party controls the Senate and the House, and you've asked for the debt ceiling to be removed, nothing to see here? I'm just asking. There's nothing to see here, right? Hey, keep it moving. You know, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Come on, man. This is easy work. Please, y'all, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Y'all, I know y'all can do better with likes on this. You know, I knew y'all can do a little bit better. Like, please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. But if you don't want to do all that subscribing, you know, like, you don't ever want to hear me again, just hit me off with a few likes. Just hit me off. Like, it ain't gonna do that. It ain't gonna put no. And they don't put no money in my pocket. Like who asked about am I getting paid by? I think that was Ty. He asked about, you making money off of YouTube? Y'all funny as shit. All right. Kim says I think SpongeBob is better than that too. I'm just saying. Greg, what was his name? Greg Orgs BS DN. Yeah, I don't know. He said, who won the Super Bowl? Yo, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. You already know. We're going to win it next year, too. Tap in around this time next year. You should see us with our third trophy. And you know what pisses me off? This is a little... I don't know if y'all noticed this shit, but both of our Super Bowl wins have been during the fucking Trump administration. His first years, too. Yeah, that part. Our 2017 Eagles won the Super Bowl in his first year of his first term. And now look, I'm giving this Super Bowl win to Biden though, because Trump had only been there for a few days before. Nah, son, nah. Sick of this shit. All right, okay. But Greg, oh wait, that's your real last name? Are you African? Yeah, I didn't know that was a name. You said, are you making fun of my cause I'm black? You can't be black and say that, because if you were African, you would not say black. And if you were black, you would capitalize the B in black. So I'm not teasing anybody. I'm just saying, I did not know how to say your name, and I still don't know how to. So, charge it to my head, not my heart. I didn't know if that name was an actual name, because as far as the English language is concerned, he said, who the hell says African American? I didn't say African American. I said if you were African, you wouldn't call yourself black, because Africans don't typically consider themselves to be black. They normally identify themselves by their country of origin. Nigerian, Botswanan, South African, Somalian, Ugandan. No? Ghanaian. Oh, you're from Ghana. Okay, there you have it. Okay. But tell you what, since you're from Ghana, how about I just refer to you by your first name, Greg, and we can get along just fine. There ain't no beef. No beef at all. You know what I'm saying? Welcome Ghana. Tell a friend. All right. So yeah, who's the real president? Who is the real president? Like I said, if y'all have been following politics the way I've been following them, like this ain't the optics of this thing is crazy. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that Donald Trump is on TV every single day? Mostly all of the day? Mostly all of it. He's not used to having to share the spotlight with anybody. The man is still tweeting. Not on Twitter, aka X, or should I say X, aka Twitter, but he has his own social media network called Truth Social. And he calls when they make a post, he calls them tweets. Oh, I'm sorry. He calls them truths. He calls them truths. Send the truth. Truth this out to everybody. Hey, man, you know what I mean? Hey, when you a Trump follower, you a Trump follower. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah. So, you know, he is the first social media president, which is why a lot of people like him, because they feel like he's speaking directly to them. And, you know, so they don't have to wonder what he's thinking or if he's being real. So they consider him to be real. The thing is, you know, I've had people lie right to my face, look me right in the eye, didn't blink, didn't flinch. You could probably hook them up to a polygraph test and they would probably pass with flying colors. That's what a pathological liar can do. Trump has definitely had some problems with the truth. Speaking of, I'm having some problem with the truth. Elon Musk straight up said, because, you know, they had put out this whole thing about the Democrats sending $50 million over and condoms over to the Taliban. Not the Taliban. Who was it? Was it Taliban? Was it Taliban? No, not the Taliban. One of them terrorists, so-called terrorist organizations overseas, and they said they was making condom bombs out of it. They was making condom bombs. Well, that was a straight up lie, and it was actually contraception that they had sent to overseas to prevent those areas from spreading HIV. And so Elon was like, when questioned about it, because, you know, they don't like fact checking. You know, Republicans hate fact checking, especially Donald Trump. Like, no fact checking. Don't be fact checking me. You know what I mean? Whatever I say, just take that at face value. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's literally said that. So when it came out, when they fact checked that in real time and asked him about it in the interview, he said, you know, we're not always going to get everything right. We're not always going to get everything right. That's what we're working with. Like, what? When he said that, I was taken aback. Like, he told the truth. You're not going to get everything right. But how are the American people supposed to trust you, have faith in you, and think that they can depend and rely on you if we know that you're not going to make sure that your information that you or the propaganda that you put out there is accurate? That condom program was put in place when Trump was in office. Same thing as when Trump said that the trans. Now listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for no trans rights or nothing like that. But the truth is the truth. He said that they would allowing trans operations in jails and all that kind of shit. That policy was implemented during the Trump administration, and he amended it. He made some amendments to the policy, but he just threw it out there like, yeah, Biden and them, yeah, Biden, Obama and them, they're out here, you know what I mean, transgender operations in jail. So one thing that I noticed that he's good at is the art of distraction. So he keeps you thinking about this shit over here. Meanwhile, the things that you really find to be important to you and your family and your life and your lifestyle, he's not addressing that. The elephant in the room, that's the easy one. The economy. Most people voted for Donald Trump because of the economy. They thought that he could do a better job than everybody else because he was supposed to be richer than everybody else. Well, I don't know why. You know, I kept wondering, like, why does everybody keep bringing up the price of eggs? Other shit is high too. Like, I would have probably been like, yo, oxtail's been unaffordable ever since the pandemic, man. I can't buy no oxtail. I can't buy them in a restaurant. I can't buy them in the market. Like, make oxtails cheap again. But now I understand why they bitching about eggs. Eggs are things that people eat every day, and them shit's high as hell. I'm glad I don't eat no eggs. Like, damn, man, you know, I'm like, what the hell? What we doing? $8, $10, $12 for a carton of eggs? 12 eggs? That's high as shit, dog. That's high. Because who eats one egg? You eat some scrambled eggs. How much? What's the average? What's the average of eggs that you're gonna eat when you scramble some eggs? Probably at least 3. You know, no less than 2. You know, like you go to the little breakfast spot or whatever. They're gonna try to hit you off with like a 1 or 2 egg not an omelet, but like a little sandwich or something like that, a breakfast sandwich. They ain't gonna give you the full egg. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna hit you off with the 2 or the 3. I mean, you might get 2. You might get 2. More than likely, it's gonna be one egg. But people were the voters, the people who voted for Trump were very concerned with the economy. And he said that he was going to fix the economy. He was going to reduce inflation on day one. Now, I've done other shows about this on this platform, and people come on here backpedaling. Oh, well, you know, you can't expect him to fix the economy like that or lower prices in one day. Yeah, I know I couldn't expect it. So why did he say it? Only a dummy would have actually expected him to be able to do it, but he said he would do it. He said a lot of things that he was going to do on his first day, and some of those things he did. That whole immigration thing he did. Releasing those January 6th insurrectionists, those patriots, what do you call them? The hostages. He released them on day one. They went home on January 20th, like it wasn't shit. On MLK Day, the January 6th rioters went home. Day one. Is that what you asked for? I mean, listen. Y'all Trump voters, is that what you asked for? Was your biggest concern like, yo, man, eggs high as shit, meat high as shit, even chicken is unaffordable. Beef is through the roof, can't afford lamb. You know what I mean? I'm out here eating meatless spaghetti these days. Or was you thinking, man, food is high, but fuck it. Fuck all that. I could drink water. Oh, that went up too. And gas. Oh yeah, that's high as shit too. But fuck all that. I need those January 6th hostages to go home. That's what I really. Come on, nobody asked for that shit. That was his personal thing. That was him. He wanted them home. I get it. Do you get it? Does that jive well with you? All right. And for that other shit that he's saying that he would do on day one, he's saying promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Keep it in step. I said promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Yo, the hammer's high as shit, yo. I said promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Yo, I ain't filling my tank up. Half a tank is up. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. Yo, this what happened while you slept. Come on, man. What we doing? What we doing? What is we doing out here? You wanted to be able to afford Lucky Charms again. To have a big, fat, juicy porterhouse again. You wanted to be able to gas up that big ass Ford Excursion you got. Huh? that Suburban, that Bronco. What's the new shit that they redid? The Wagoneer. The Jeep Wagoneer. Shit higher than the motherfuckers. You see the new Jeep Wagoneer? Shit high as shit. You know what I mean? The 2024 Jeep Wagoneer. Shit. What's up, P? Starting at 44 grand. I saw it way higher than that. Here we go. You see that? 2024. $78, what is it? $78,999, basically $79,000 with Jeep Wagoneer. And I'm like, you know, this joint, all right. It ain't fly like that. That shit ain't fly like that. It's all right. That shit a little bit used. 80 grand. 80 grand for that shit. I guess if you buy the new Jeep Wagoneer, you better be able to afford to put gas in it, but it ain't gonna be sweet like that. And that's Jersey. So anybody who live on the West Coast, on the East Coast, in the Northeastern Seaboard, you know, somewhere between DC, well, I want to say Virginia, going all the way up to Massachusetts, y'all know about the cheap prices of gas in Jersey, and it's full service. Some of y'all don't even know what full service is. Like, what is that? What you mean I can't pump my gas? Like, what? But anyway, you wanted cheaper gas and cheaper food and all the other shit that went up too. Electronics. You know, the Samsung S25 just came out. You know, you got 1,500. You can get the Ultra. You got 15. Well, you can trade in your old phone. You know, get some money off. But that's what you voted for. And he's done all that other shit except for what you voted for. Now, I mean, take this time out. Feel free to act like that's not what you voted for. But you know you did. Joe Rogan. Oh, you Joe Rogan? The Joe Rogan? Says the Antichrist rising. The Antichrist. Oh, the Antichrist. Oh, okay. Jeff Guapo says Elon is using his child like a shield. Good luck with that. Man, come on, man. He got $370 billion. He don't need to be shielded from shit. But that's enough money to be able to take over a country like the United States. He bought that. Now, you know, people ask, like, do you think that Donald Trump would get frustrated with Elon Musk, you know, sucking up all of the attention, that he'll eventually fire Elon? And I'm thinking, like, I don't think that can happen. I don't think that option is on the table. I don't think that can happen. 270 million. I saved your life, boy. You was on your way to getting prosecuted, potentially going to jail. Multiple cases. You was losing in Georgia. You lost in New York. You was about to lose in Florida. It was getting dark for you. And I got you out of all of that. The other thing that Elon Musk did, I did mention this earlier, he restructured the algorithm on X. So if you put any anti-Trump tweets on X, those tweets wasn't getting seen. And a lot of them were getting blocked and accounts were getting deleted and all of that kind of shit. Elon ain't about that truth life. He's about that propaganda life. And you're going to get this work. You gonna get this work. Mm-hmm. Jen says boiled eggs are good. Jeff says 2 eggs for my omelet. Okay. Buttercup says go vegan. Jeff says gas went back up for y'all. Yeah. Gas had went down. Now it's creeping back up. You know what I mean? And just the price of crude oil has gone up. So even if it hasn't gone up in your region, nationally, it has gone up. And then, you know, you got the whole, like, it's so much shit. It's crazy. You know, I'm renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. trying to annex Mexico and Canada. He got everybody mad at him. This whole tariff situation. I'm trying to, listen, it's so much that I'm not even trying to mention everything that's really going on. It's too much. It's too much. Jim Ramirez says, the kids love omelets. I mean, who don't like a good omelet? Armana. Wait a minute. Armana Rama. Wait a minute. Madio. Trump forever. Trump forever. Well, he's 79. I don't think it's gonna be Trump forever. You know what I mean? I got my money on. I better keep that to myself. Anyway, okay. All right, peace, Jen. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Jeff Wobble says, you seen dude post his own mugshot? And Abraham says, just like the Soros, stop all the misinformation. What misinformation? It says, not true, Bros. What's Bros? Abraham says, people were canceled with receipt during the Biden term in less than 2 months, and you have 4 years to fix all this, but we got nothing. What are you talking about? What are you talking? First of all, this is what you got to do, Abraham. You got to learn how to write. I'm not even trying to diss you, but if I'm going to read your shit, you gotta get it right. That's number one. Number two, we came up out of COVID. Now, if you look at the way that Donald Trump handled COVID, trying to deny that COVID existed in the United States and then playing it down like it wasn't that serious. Well, where'd that get you? It got you in a pandemic situation. And it got you a total economic decline situation. And you think that was going to get fixed in 4 years? Well, you could argue that he fixed that in 4 years. Now, if you want to talk just raw numbers, one thing about Joe Biden is that Joe Biden doesn't have Trumpers. Like, Trump has people who will deny that he ever did anything wrong or that he's doing anything wrong. Nobody runs around here with Biden t-shirts and hats and sneakers and watches and Bibles and coins. What else does he sell? Because the motherfucker sell everything. You got a damn hustling ass president. He should have a table. He should have a table. Like, yo, get all your Trump gear. That's what he does. You don't see people running around here talking about something. Yeah, Biden forever, or hold on. Oh, this is not a real caller. It's not. I know this dude. I'm gonna answer it anyway. But just prepare yourselves for some trolling.
You have a call from.
All right, man. Go ahead, kick your bullshit.
Yo, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Yo, I was watching your live stream right now. I was just wondering if we could chat.
Let's chat. What's on your mind?
There's one sec. Sorry, my homeboy's just jerking my cock.
What did I tell y'all? Listen, I know this dude. You know what? Fuck it.
You're just cheating on your.
You call from.
You're just cheating on
Yo. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You call from the name on this account is called Nika Lopez. That's where he's calling from. Now he thinks he's calling anonymously.
Cock, bro. Shut up.
Nika Lopez. I got your phone number too, you dickhead.
No, I don't give a fuck what you have, Bill. I got your bitch.
Yeah? Put on the phone. Let me talk to my bitch.
Yo, kid, nigga, whatever.
All right, Damn, he just called me a nigga. I thought we was having a good time here. Why you hang up? Call back in. I should call him. I should call him. I should call him back. So suck ass. Anyway, all right. So, no, I haven't. You know what? Dickhead. Since he want to be a smart ass. I just happen to have some time tonight. Let's see here. There you go. Yeah. I just happen to have some time tonight. We gonna have a little fun. Y'all hold on to your hats. Because I wouldn't normally do this. But since people want to be smart,
You have a call from.
Wait, hold on, man. I gotta make this call. Hold on a second, all right? All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here.
Lines are temporarily busy. Please try again later. 0106. Lines are temporarily busy.
Lucky.
Please try again later. 010.
Lucky. Man, is he lucky. Caller with the last number 7797. Welcome to the Daily Go Get It Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind?
What's going on, family?
Man, I was about to troll a troll. He's so lucky.
He's so about the N-word.
Yo, what he doesn't know is I got the storyline I have on this cat. Like, what are the chances that the number that he calls from was actually in my phone? I was like, this is somebody I know. Turns out his number must have been terminated by somebody I knew from before. This is an old ass number.
Wow.
It's a Delaware number.
Wow.
I was like, so I had to get with my niece, like, yo, did your sister have this number, blah, blah, blah? And she was like, no, that's not her number no more. I was like, well, what are the chances? Because I thought I was being trolled by somebody I knew. Turns out But you know what? That's God right there.
All day.
You know what I mean? That's God saying, nah, we ain't letting this bitch win. You ain't gonna let him win.
Oh, not today.
You losing this time.
Not today.
So what's good, man? We talking about who's the real president? Elon or Donald Trump?
Well, pretty much. We already know that the village idiot, Donald Trump, is not the president. You know, he pretty much both of them are doing stupid shit.
Mm.
And he's giving them access to a lot of, information that he should not be privileged to. That no president has been privileged to it, but he's giving it to a person that has nothing to do with the presidency. I wouldn't be shocked if he gave him the code to the damn box, the nuclear box, because that's how dumb the boy is. You know, we sit back. This is the time when people say, "Let's continue to watch," but I told you so.
Mm.
You know, we knew the stupid shit that he was going to do. I had a guy told me that if you put on, him putting on a 200% tariff on China is going to bring up our economy. I said, in what world you live in? I said, it's going to fuck our economy up. Because if you put that much of a tariff on China, by the time that shit hits our country, you know how much the stuff going to be here? That's going to fuck the dollar up. I'm waiting for the guy that was calling during the election, talking about the aids to call in.
Well,
Remember the $8 aid?
they higher than that now, from what I see.
Listen, man, I don't even eat aids.
Right.
Let alone the $8 aid. I mean, It's just crazy. It's crazy because I was ready to go on vacation.
Look, hold on. He calling back now.
All right.
No, I'm not answering it. He can eat it.
I was ready to go on vacation down Mexico, but I didn't know where it was at until because they changed it from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I got lost. Fucking Gulf of America. That motherfucker's an idiot. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, it's.
He get ready to change Puerto Rico to Iceland now. You know, he even got the guy. He didn't even know Puerto Rico was part of the United States back when Hurricane Maria hit. He didn't know. And you at the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School? You didn't know this?
When you've been grandfathered into most of the things that you're a part of, you know, like it's funny. It's funny how during the election they told all black people not to vote for identity politics. But if you won't vote for a candidate because they're either black or because they're either a woman or because they're a black woman, how is that not identity politics?
Right.
So I guess sausage party politics is what's up.
Yeah.
Because
you don't realize something, right? Look at this. And I said this before. I don't know if anybody remember this. You know, every culture or every race votes for their race. White people will vote for white people. That's why Trump is back in office. If it was a Chinese person would vote for Chinese people. Italian people would vote for Italian people. That's how it goes across the board. Black people is the only race that always got to question what black people do. The way they disrespect this woman, this black woman, and degraded her and brought her down to bullshit. You know, like they put her under a microscope and looked at every nook and cranny of what they could say about her. Even shit they didn't know nothing about her. And they believed it. But yet Trump is not. They put him under a telescope and you look at every fucking thing he does. And you ignore everything. You ignore all the planets. You ignore the Milky Way. You go to other galaxies. This shit that he does goes to galaxies. But you block it out. You block out his racism. You block out his misogyny. You block out his ignorance. You block out the fact that he went bankrupt 7 times. You block all that bullshit out. And they come back to Kamala and say, look what she did to this person. Look what she did to that person.
Well,
she didn't do this.
I'm going to tell you like this. Regardless of all of that, he got elected.
Yeah.
So my thing is, are you delivering what you ran on?
Well,
You know, because you know what, I don't think that this country will vote for a female president over a white male. I think we are probably decades away from that, and that's my true feeling. Even though she came close, she came damn close, but there had to be like a perfect storm. Let me put it this way: America will always show you exactly who she is, for real, for real.
It's only one black woman that can run for president that will win the presidency.
No, Michelle wouldn't win it either. So
I believe she would. Sir.
She wouldn't. She wouldn't. No woman is going to beat a white male. That's just not right now. Not right now. They're going to get close. You know what I mean? Hillary got close. Kamala got close. But the thing is, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But regardless of all of that, fuck all of that. The man made a bunch of elaborate bullshit promises, and he's not keeping them. Now, most people voted for Donald Trump because they felt like he could fix the economy. I guess record-breaking number. Well, okay, I understand that just because the stock market is doing well and the economy, the overall economy is doing well, that doesn't mean anything to the common working man, because they got to put food on the table, a roof over their head, clothes on their back, shoes on their feet.
But that's not from him, though.
Hold on. When somebody is telling you that they're going to fix that they're going to provide that for you, jobs and all of that kind of shit. Yeah, I know that she actually laid out a full plan of how she was going to do it. But it didn't weigh as heavy because of where it was coming from. It'll be like if I don't know, if a mechanic was telling you what a plumber is going to do for you. You may listen to the mechanic or you may not. But the message is going to come across stronger for you if the plumber is straight up talking to you. And that's what they figured that Donald Trump was. So what I'm talking about tonight is who's the real president? Because what I do know about politics is that when you put your money up, you expect a return on your investment. There's no way around that. So from the optics that I'm seeing, Elon Musk gave or donated or contributed $270 million to Trump's campaign. That got him out of all of his legal troubles, him out of all of his financial troubles. Being the president was all he had. It was going to be a wrap for him, socially and politically, if he did not win the presidency. So Elon did a lot. He He manipulated the algorithm on Twitter or X, and he contributed $270 million. Now, the question is, what does Elon Musk want? Because he's not an American. So he does not want what Americans want. He's not capable of wanting what Americans want. That's not his culture. That's not his country of origin. That's not where he comes from. So when we look at what's going on, when you see somebody like Elon Musk speaking to reporters and fielding questions about the Department of Government Efficiency in the Oval Office, where only the president traditionally speaks, and he got his little son in there, acting like a 4-year-old because he's a 4-year-old. And Donald Trump would not allow that shit. So what are we doing? Who is really running the country? Because for Donald Trump not to say nothing about that, for him not to shut that down, for him to see that it was going to go like that from the beginning and still let the cameras roll, something is going on. Something tells me that Elon Musk could tell Donald Trump to shut the fuck up. Or like, look, I got this. I'm not so sure if it's the other way around. Donald Trump seems to have the title, but it could be possible that Elon Musk has the actual power.
Right.
So, in the chat, Jimmy Simpson says, "Stupid if anyone believes this crap." I'm like, listen, you can deny it all you want. How far will you go to defend this clown? Because if you're not a millionaire, what are you What are you hanging your hat on? Like, what's in it for you? If they find fraud and waste and all that shit, what does that do for you? Is it going to make the food go down? Is it going to make the prices in? Is it going to bring back stores on the avenue? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Is it going to put sneaker stores, clothing stores, any of that shit? Is it going to make life, since you want to make America great again, are you going to be able to go shopping again? Will people be able to go outside again and spend their money and actually be able to try on shit before they buy it, or see how things work before they buy it? Or are we going to Amazon our way through life? Now, I don't have anything against Amazon, but it's getting ridiculous now. It is. It's getting bad because now it has eliminated. It's sucking all of the blood out of the neighborhoods, and there's no denying it. So we already had Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, and Best Buy sucking making it impossible for small businesses to be able to compete. So now we have no electrical supply stores, no plumbing supply stores, no lumber yards, no what's the other thing? We don't mixing cement. That's not foundry. That's what's that shit called? The masonry. We gotta go to one place to get all of this shit because they can't afford. Well, because the big box stores can manipulate all of the manufacturing, and they can get all the contracts. To whereas little mom and pop stores,
you want to have a monopoly over the goods.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're working with now. Now, you add in Amazon, and Amazon has a variety of everything that you could possibly think of and want, or whatever. But at the end of the day, people voted for him for the economy, and that's the one thing he's not addressing. When is he gonna fucking listen? Okay, bird flu is the reason that eggs are high. What's the reason that beef is high? Why can't you afford a steak? Why can't you afford? Pork chops haven't gone up very much. I be checking. I don't eat pork, but I be checking the prices on shit. You know what I mean? And even chicken. This shit is crazy. It really is. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So in a minute, y'all not even gonna be able to afford to eat ramen noodles. You know it's a wrap then. But yeah, you know, all of these things that nobody asked for is what you're getting. The one thing that he's doing that people did ask for, or kinda, was the whole immigrant thing. And that's not even going down. If you notice, it's been getting kind of quiet about the whole, you know, forced immigration thing. Because this shit was based on executive orders. They didn't do it right. And you're going to get a few people out, but after a while, you're going to have to slow all that shit down. So a lot of people that they rounded up, they had to let them back in. Many of them, they never got out of the country. They put them on the bus. They got off the bus. So, you know, but that is the one thing that people were hell bent on. If you know, the whole immigration thing. Okay, he did that. I don't know if I don't remember anybody asking for the Gulf of America or the annexing of nobody wanted tariffs. That shit right there. Nobody wanted tariffs. That was all Trump's thing. Tariffs. And this whole trickle down economics thing that he doesn't call trickle down economics, but when you look at it the way it's supposed to work, it is. So he's thinking about, like, if I can get all of this money for the United States, it'll make the country rich. But what does that have to do with you? And anybody and everybody knows once inflation goes up, you have to make more money to be able to combat it. It's not going down. It doesn't go down. It's a one-way street. That's it. He admitted as much. He said, well, you know, it's a little harder to make the prices come down once they go up. Oh, that's how you say I can't do it.
Right.
But nobody, it sure didn't stop you from saying it. Maybe if y'all would have made the motherfucker tell you how he was going to reduce inflation, maybe this wouldn't have come as a shock.
Right.
But I mean, because they made Kamala Harris explain everything to the letter. She couldn't throw nothing out there.
About putting underneath a microscope.
Well, I mean, but that's going to happen when they love the boy. So of course they want him to be right anyway. Like, okay, for example, in the Super Bowl, Jalen Carter clearly hit Patrick Mahomes in the face. So the fuck what? The Eagles are my Trump. I don't give a fuck how they win. I needed them to win. And that was for Super Bowl 57. That's what y'all get. So, you know, I mean, so I understand defending him from that standpoint. It just doesn't, you know, pass the smell test. It's bad. And this is going to get worse. This is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It ain't been a month yet. It'll be a month in 2 days. So, yeah, this shit is this shit is different.
I can't wait to see what's the next thing gonna happen.
No, I can wait. I'm looking for stabilization.
If you hear him say that he's gonna go take Gaza if the Palestinians don't do what they need to do.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna take Gaza.
The thing is, it don't get more dangerous than the things he been talking about.
So all the parents who voted for him and all the veterans who voted for him, he get rescind our young people over there to fight for Gaza for no reason. It has nothing to do with America's virtues. We'll send our people over there to fight for it. And Israel gonna be in the background chilling. Just don't understand them. That's why I call him the village idiot.
Well,
You know what I mean?
listen, whether we consider him to be smart or dumb, he's still running this shit and doing this shit in very, very corrupt fashion.
Yes.
But he's doing this shit right in front of your face and making you cheer for it. So yeah. So yeah, that's we got a situation here, sir. We definitely do. Shout out to my man Info Spot 411, Yvonne Kane, Carmise Branch.
What Info Spot this thing?
Not really. Just he just came through. Just give a shout out.
Info Spot, I said, what's up? That's my man.
He can hear you.
Well, Info Spot, what you think of the Trump situation, Info Spot? Has he lived up to what you believe he should have lived up to? Has he sat back and did? How much is your aid? Or you get $10 aid, they save a lot.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
I remember back in the day, you go to save a lot, you can save a lot. They should call that. They should call that shit add more.
Yeah. The thing is, people don't really understand. I was talking about this the other day. People really don't understand the effect, not just the financial implications or effects that COVID had, but people don't really understand the social and psychological effects that COVID has had on I don't know about other countries, but in as far as the United States is concerned, people really don't understand. But I've seen it in action. People like because I manage at my job, I've seen how people value coming to work or having a job versus before COVID. Before COVID, people were happy to have a job. They felt lucky to have a job. They were doing whatever they needed to keep their job, even if they didn't really like the job that much, or if they didn't feel like they had a future in that field. They were doing whatever they could do for that moment, whether it was overtime or getting a promotion or whatever, to try to advance themselves so they could have something for them and their family for the future. After COVID, because people were getting checks without working and they were making more money than they had ever made when they were working while they were not working, it's hard for them to even, they lazy asses probably shouldn't have a job in the first place, but then they get a job. They can't make it to work on time. They can't make it to work every day. They
spoil you.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. This shit came out of COVID. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the social implications. People being afraid of each other, thinking that everybody's going to make them sick. You know what I'm saying? Staying in the house for a whole year, basically, because you're afraid that somebody else is going to infect you and that you could potentially die. That energy is not burned off. So when people be like, we outside, that came out of COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't no big ass deal to be outside. You on your porch, dickhead. But yeah, now it is. Now it is like a coming out party because you actually came outside, physically outside. So, but the financial part of it, it wrecked everything. All of those small businesses. There were a lot of startup businesses that were just starting to blossom in 2019, 2020, and then they were done, and they weren't. And now the way that commerce is set up, they weren't able to get it back together. There, right around the corner from me on 17th Street, there was this woman who opened up a flower shop. Nice Jones, she had good plants. You know what I mean? She had a lot of knowledge of the plants and all of this kind of shit. She was doing her thing. In the beginning of 2020, the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, and and she was never. It wasn't an essential business, so she had to close down because I'm sure that she had to get a business loan in order to open up her shop, and then she's not able to have the shop. And so after COVID was done, because if you remember, they lifted the mask mandate and a lot of the restrictions that summer of 2020, because they thought COVID was going to go away in the summertime, and it didn't. It got worse. You know what I mean? It got worse, and then they had to shut everything down again. And so, I remember she was open for a few weeks in the summertime, and then she had to close down again, and she never opened up again. So that's just one story. I'm sure that there are thousands of stories like that from about small businesses because they weren't. Now, had she been selling pancakes or some sandwiches, she would still be open. But because she was selling plants, she's done. So yeah, it's this shit ain't over. But just like Trump mishandled the COVID situation, now he's mishandling the effects of it. So he's blaming Biden for mishandling COVID when it was Biden who actually got us up out of it.
Right.
And I'm like, y'all, are y'all fucking serious? You can't be serious. Yeah, they serious. Because when you don't, just like he lost the election in 2020 and he denied it, and they denied it with him. So they honestly believe, that the election was stolen from him and they riding for him. But this is what we're working with.
You realize, who Trump reminded me of? Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay.
Because he's the first person. This is the first time I've ever seen a president get in office after creating a damn catastrophe on January 6th. And he gets in office and pardons everyone that has something to do with January 6th. Pretty much let everyone that committed a crime on that day out. Who does that? I can admit, if Joe Biden, he pardoned his son. I can understand why he pardoned his son. I can logically have an understanding of that. You understand? But there's some things that Joe Biden pardoned and erased the death penalty off of people. He shouldn't have did some things like that. But to pardon your son, knowing that you up in your years, you done lost your wife and your daughter in a car accident when you just came into the Senate. You up in your years, you don't know how many years you got left on this planet. And your son might get locked up. It won't be able to make it home to see you. I can understand it. But to get in office and just let everybody who blatantly follows your lead to run up in the Capitol to fuck up democracy, just pardon them. You know what? I'm gonna let y'all out, man.
Well, one thing about Joe Biden is you never felt like there was somebody else behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Right.
That's just not. And even with Trump, you never felt like there was somebody else running shit besides him. Now it doesn't. It don't look the same. It doesn't. Now you have to question the policies and whether Elon Musk would be benefiting from some of the things that Trump is proposing. And you have to, and with Trump, you always have to wonder if what he's proposing is what he really wants, or is he doing something else that he doesn't want you to pay attention to. So he's distracting you with this crazy shit, like annexing Mexico and Canada. He knows that's ridiculous, but maybe he can steal some money while you're not looking, while you concentrating on rioting and protesting and marching, and he can be behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Lining his pockets and transferring money into his account electronically and shit like that. Transferring the money over to offshore accounts, things like that. So with him, you really have to watch what he's doing and concentrate on what you really consider to be important, because this man is a propaganda specialist. He's used to and very trained on setting the news cycle every day. You have to see what this man is talking about in the morning every single day. And you have to look at him on your devices, on your TV, and all of that shit multiple times a day, every single day, no days off. So that's different than anybody else. Anybody before him, and it'll be different than anybody after him. Nobody else has even wanted to do this shit.
You know, I mean, one guy told me, he said, you don't see Trump out there stopping the wars between Ukraine and Russia and Israel and the Palestinians. I said, well, he's never going to be able to stop the war between Israel and the Palestinians. That's never going to happen. Because even before I was born, that war was going on. But the one with Russia and Ukraine, if that war is stopped, it's because Putin is trying to make it look like Trump is a savior, so he can do whatever the fuck he wanted to. Putin knows what he's doing. Let me make him look good so I can do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
Let me make him look like he's a savior, so I can put more nukes somewhere, or I can send more rich oligarchs here in America to do what the fuck they want to do. It's so much shit that Putin has on his hands. People don't understand. And they look at us. When Trump was in office before, they looked at us as a laughing stock, and they're doing it again. The world leaders look at us as a laughing stock, as if to say, I voted for this motherfucker again.
Well, I don't really care about what other countries laugh at us about and all of that. But the difference is they not just laughing. They ready to do something about this motherfucker.
Right.
You know, they ain't laughing worth shit. They are serious. They mobilizing. So I'm like, now one of the things that Trump supporters used to have in their pocket, that was their claim to fame, that he didn't start any new wars, and he wasn't interested in starting any long-term wars. Oh yeah? Well, you go ahead and fuck around in Gaza. Or should I say Palestine? You go over there and see how long how short you think that situation is going to be. But once again,
he wants to sit back and create another Vietnam for our ass. A war that can't be won because it has nothing to do with us.
Let's see. InfoSpot says national debt was at a sky high 36 trillion thanks to Biden and Democrats. Everybody knows that Trump's first term left more debt than any other president. Like, we don't have to go there. I mean, do I really need to Google that? Like, that's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. Like you don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to that. But let's just do this the easy way. How much we getting paid? What are we going? What are like? I mean, this is what I'm not going to do. Only time I advocate for other people to get money or count what's in other people's pockets is when we talking about sports. When I'm talking about like the salary cap or whatever, so we can get this free agent, or so we can get these rookies or whatever in the draft. Other than that, I don't give a shit about how much money anybody makes if I'm not getting any from it. Mm-hmm. You are not a winner if I'm not benefiting from it. So my question is this. For the people who voted for Trump, you can like all of that shit that he's doing. Is that the shit that you voted for him for? Because, all that other shit is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Is your food cheaper? Is your gas cheaper? Are your clothes cheaper? Are your recreation, is it cheaper? Your houses, your rent, is any of the shit cheaper? Because that's what he said that he was going to do, and that's what most people voted for him for. Now, I know Elon Musk doesn't give a fuck about the common man because he's an oligarch. Right. He's a fucking he's uber rich, the richest man in the world, and they don't understand. Hey, speaking of this rich, I don't have anything against anybody making a lot of money and doing well for themselves financially. I don't have anything against that. But when you start to impede on certain people, like this whole, I ain't really want to go here, but we got to do it. This whole Department of Education thing. Oh, we want to get rid of the Department of Education. Okay. All right. So you want to get rid of the Department of Education. Now, I'm not saying that the Department of Education is great, but it did keep things even. Now, one thing I have a problem with is black people running around here saying, well, the Department of Education wasn't doing nothing for us in the first place. And I'm like, the Department of Education wasn't meant for you, dickhead. And I'm hearing other ridiculous shit. Like, we should be homeschooling our kids. And I'm like, have you ever homeschooled anybody? Because, homeschooling sounds good. It does. Until you really realize that the kid that you homeschooled has social problems because they never been around other kids. They didn't have to go through the teasing and the competition in sports and the regular shit. So, you protecting them like, oh, they just a little shy, or they don't really like to be around a lot of people who don't do this. No, the kid is a fucking misfit because there's certain things that you have to go through in life. Whether it's the gang mentality, with the mob mentality, kids gravitate towards things that they like, and they reject things that they don't like, and they do it organically. Now, you may not like the way it happens and all of that, but homeschooling is only as good as the home teacher. Right. So if you have a parent who didn't like to go to school in the first motherfucking place, you think they're going to make their kid go to school? You think their kid is never going to feel that energy? All the kids, all the parents that I know that struggled in school, that weren't good in reading or math, or they really just, they may have had some learning disabilities that weren't addressed. And so since nobody knew about it, they either flunked a lot or they had to get put in special ed, or LD as we used to call it, OB or whatever. Those kids, what they learned more than any of the other kids was how to fight. I might not be able to get A's or B's.
I can whoop your ass.
But I'm going to whoop your ass if you tease me about not being able to do it. And that's the same thing that they teach their kids. So we run around here talking about something. Oh, yeah, we can get rid of the Department of Education because they're not fulfilling our personal agenda. But the motherfuckers telling you to get rid of the Department of Education were not schooled in a public education. So you went to private schools, probably prep schools, maybe even boarding schools and shit. So what the fuck do you know? What the fuck do you know about a public school education? You've already been taught that that's inferior. That's what you've been told all your life. And I was talking to somebody today online, and they was talking about it's messed up because kids in Africa and Asia are so much smarter than us. If you compare their educational system versus ours, and I had to say, listen, homie, you got to understand something. There are places in Africa, and I know this because I know a lot of Africans, where they can't go to school because they can't afford school because they don't have a public school system.
Right.
So one of my coworkers just came back to the United States, and she's showing me videos of her 13-year-old grandnephew or some shit like that. He can't read. They was trying to teach him how to count his toes. She said because we don't have any money for him to go to school, so he can't read, he can't count. And I'm like, I wouldn't give a fuck if we are only reading on a fourth grade level. At least you reading on a fourth grade level.
There you go.
Some fourth graders can read pretty well. I was in fourth grade. I was a pretty good reader. So I would take that any day over having nothing. Because if you don't have a public school system, then the divide between the haves and the have-nots is going to grow farther and farther. So only the people who make a lot of money are going to be able to give their children a quality education. Now, I can speak on this a little bit because I've gone to public schools and I've gone to private schools. Right. So I know that the biggest benefit to going to a private school are the smaller classroom sizes, where the idea is that you're supposed to get more individual attention. Sometimes it works that way, and sometimes it doesn't, because they don't really have the resources that some public schools have. Like I went to an Episcopal school when I was in 3rd and 4th grade. And, Episcopal school is just like a Catholic school. Same shit, right. Same curriculum, same nurses, priests, all that old shit. And it's the same math. It's the same English. And in my classroom, some of the kids could keep up. Some of them were really advanced. And then you had some that were a little bit slow. So guess what? You only got one teacher, though. So whereas in a public school classroom, maybe there were 25 to 30 children in the classroom, maybe. And in our classroom, there were about, I would say about somewhere between 15 and 20. You know what I mean? It wasn't all that small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if she's teaching her lessons and you got these smarty pants who can answer all the questions and who always got their hand raised, and then you got a couple that may have some challenges. Okay, so how do you keep the class going? Miss Private School or Mr. Private School, teacher or classroom or school or curriculum. You know what I mean? So those same challenges exist in public schools too. It's just the way that they are addressed is different. But actually, in a public school, the students who have learning disabilities are going to be separated. Maybe sometimes not always in a good way, but I knew people who had learning disabilities when they were younger, maybe in their lower grades, and they also may have had behavioral problems, and then they grew up out of that shit and got back into regular classes when they got into middle school or high school or whatever. So it ain't always about where you start, it's about where you finish. Now, and out in the burbs, your taxes dictate your school district. So your taxes pay for your for the district that your children go to school in. And in cities like Philly, we have to get money from the state. Our taxes don't pay for our kids' schools.
Right.
And it don't make no sense. How is it we in the same state as the ones that's set up the right way, but ours aren't set up that way? But black people got to stop thinking that this whole public school thing and the whole DEI thing is solely about them. It covers more than just them. So when you start saying we don't need that anyway because it ain't doing nothing for us. No, it's not doing nothing for you. It's just like welfare. Yes, you may not get food stamps. You may not get a welfare check. You may not be on public assistance in any kind of way. But some people are. Probably some people in your family. Probably some people in your neighborhood. Probably some people that you work with, went to school with, or something like that. So you can't just think about yourself like, no, we don't need that shit. I was listening to Dr. Umar. Talk this dumb shit that he making me madder and madder. I used to like this cat. But he said some shit. He said, when Trump was talking about getting rid of, when he was talking about the DEI shit and getting rid of Black History Month. And Umar was saying, yeah, I don't want white people teaching me about Black history anyway. I don't need them what I need a white man telling me about Black history for? We should be teaching ourselves about Black history. I'm like, you dickhead, you don't know your Black history. You don't. Maybe you know some, and you know some other people who know some. But it's like having Black billionaires. They don't represent us. It ain't like you go to every hood and you gonna see Black billionaires. It don't work that way. So you get to thinking from your own perspective, and that's what you putting out there. So he's saying, yeah, we should just be teaching ourselves Black history and blah blah. We don't need no white man to teach us that. Oh yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Well, some of y'all might need the white man to straighten out some things, some misconceptions. Because that shit you said was just irresponsible. It just was. And to me, what he was saying was just like the homeschooling thing. Not everybody is qualified to be no home teacher. Some of us ain't qualified to be home students. You need a classroom because you might need some structure. You might need some some social. I don't want to say social engineering, but I mean like you
need some social bonding.
You have to be able exactly. At some point, your kids have to learn how to be okay around other students, other children, other people, because the world is not a vacuum for them. It's not. It's like people who come on a job, and they be like, I really just like to work by myself. Well, you need to work somewhere else. You need to be an independent business because this is not a place for people to work by themselves. It's not set up that way. And if you say this, if you say that's what you want to do in an interview, you're not getting hired. Simple as that. So yeah.
Like in the day when we was in school.
Hold up, man. It's 4:09. We will get the fuck out of here. Yo. Yo, you done done it again. Yo, it's late as shit. We gotta go. This shit, I'm like, hold on. Why do I feel like oh shit!
I was waiting for you.
It's tomorrow.
You get a phone call for Call of Duty.
Hold on, somebody Perp in the comments. He said we don't need preparations, or you probably mean reparations, because we not ready for it, and we gonna blow the money. I wouldn't give a fuck if y'all all went out and bought nothing but bags of weed and Cadillacs. That's your money. They owe you that shit. That'd be like me telling you, all right, Troy, look, I need you. I'm gonna say this. And nigga, I need you to borrow me 500. Yeah, borrow me 500. You know, I'm supposed to say lend me 500. No, I need you to borrow me 500, right? So you borrow the 500 for me. So when you ask for your money back, I'll be like, yo, Troy, man, I want to pay your money back, son, but you ain't gonna do nothing but drink up the money, smoke up the money, and eat up the money. So nah, I'm gonna hold. So tell you what, man, I'm gonna hold on to this money until your grandkids get old. And as long as they don't drink, smoke, get high, or eat a lot, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'll give them the money. But I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Who the fuck are you to worry about what a person gonna do with their money in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? He don't want reparations because he know you ain't gonna give it to the FDMG.
I don't want to get reparations.
Hit the PayPal. Hit the Cash App.
But y'all living in a society that was built by African Americans or black people, or however y'all want to define.
I can't deal with this nigga. But all right, man, we really gotta go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work from this show. You know what I mean? I'm going to bed. I deserve to be able to go to bed.
All right, bro.
Yo, good looking out, man. Thanks for calling in, man. One love.
All right, one love, bro. Much love.
All right. All right, y'all. We about to do these birthday shout outs. Some people were born on this glorious February 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Bob Shipman. Happy birthday to you and Nah James. It's probably Nay James, but it's only spelled N-A, but you know how we do. All right. And also Jamila Tate. Happy birthday to you and Tabitha Faison. And my girl, go-getter Tina Zuber. Happy birthday to you and Angela Richardson. Susie Page. And last but not least, my girl, Davida McCullough Harris. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious February 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, Elon Musk from dust